Yo, this is Ngajuana, and you're watching Breaking Records Radio.
What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Spesh 1.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rock's motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
Breaking Records Radio and the place to be, you know what it is. It's your host Maloney, and I got a special guest with me right now. I've been waiting to do an interview with this man for a long time. We've been knowing each other for a long time. How's it going, man? NGA?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Let them know.
Yo, it's Ngajuana, and the place to be.
And so you hail from London, Ontario.
I do indeed.
And for the people, the first time I ever seen you perform, that was back at, it was Embassy, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was opening for Classified. That was when I was 16 years old. And I fucked my knee up for life at that concert. It still is fucked up to this day. That was over 10 years ago. If you think about that, I'm 28 now. It's like 12 years ago.
I know. That was the night my wife here and I made it official.
No way.
Yeah.
Get out of here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a big night all around, eh?
Indeed.
But that was a crazy show, man. You put on a live show then, and you still put on a live show now. So to speak about the history of yourself, around that time you would have done, that was the Sauna Therapy album, right?
Yeah, that was my second album. Would have been, actually would have been earlier than that. Now that I think about it, it would have been Shaving the Sheep.
Yeah?
If we're talking 12 years, that's like the beginning of my career. Yeah, so it would have been just after Shaving the Sheep came out. I'm sorry for misleading you on that and giving you bad information.
Alright.
Yeah, so it would have been just after Shaving the Sheep came out, and I was just starting to get my name out, and I think I had If I Was American was the song that was popping.
Alright, man. And so how did the whole, how did that thing go about? Because even Class at that time, now he's like a star. But at that time, he was still like an underground dude. But did you and him have a relationship in any sense, or was it just kind of like book to promoter type thing, or like?
No, he was really respectful to me, and more so than he had to be, really, and more so than some other artists. But we didn't really talk much. I'm not one of those guys who feels like I have to meet every guy I open for.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like if I'm standing outside the door with all the groupies and whatever you want to call them, what do I look like?
Yeah.
Right, so if they want to meet me, they'll say something to me, and I'll take it from there. And it's happened a couple times. I got to talk to, I opened for the Rugged Man and Afro.
Yeah.
And I got to talk to Afro, interact with him a bit, and that was cool. And, just keep it humble, and I want to be where they are. I don't necessarily want to meet them. They say don't meet your heroes. And
yeah.
I'm fine with that. I want to be the guy people are opening for. I don't want to be the guy standing outside the door going, "Can I get your autograph?"
Yeah.
So it's not disrespect, though. I admire those people, and opening for Red Meth, for instance, was an honor and a privilege, and I didn't go out of my way to bother them. They're at work, and that's how I see it for myself, and that's how I see it for them. And I'm sure.
So you didn't even go approach Meth or Red?
No.
Damn.
Meth came out with my shirt on, and I took that as his approval of our performance, and I don't.
Yeah, that was dope. I seen those pictures too.
So
But how did you still not
My friends talked to him, and I think Hollywood chilled with them for a bit, but I got kids to deal with in the morning and stuff to do, and time spent with my wife, and that was a big night for us, and we wanted to enjoy it.
Just enjoy it for what it was.
And I didn't want to stand outside the door with the groupies and.
Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
And if I'm not standing outside the door with the groupies, and what am I now?
I just figured, because you guys had you guys were backstage, right?
Yeah, but we had a different green
different room. Okay,
and
so that makes more
standard.
sense. Yeah.
I don't want that to for people who don't know that. I don't want that to sound negative. they requested their own room or something. That's the standard way it goes at that venue and most venues. And you know, I felt like he did the best thing for us he could have done by coming.
That's
out
crazy
with our
too,
show.
eh?
Yeah, and like I didn't know what was happening, so I was as excited as anyone who like would have been happy for me or whatever.
None of you guys even knew he was gonna come out with that on.
Well, so a couple, whoever sold him the shirt knew.
Ah.
But yeah, when he came out with it, someone, I think Danielle came and got me, and I came in and I saw him with it on. And, like, I don't, like, thank you. I don't need to bother you now. I didn't need to bother you before, but like you just did the biggest thing you ever could have done for me. He performed half his set with our shirt on.
That's crazy.
And it's like the same. It happened to be the colors of my tattoo, so that means something to me, right? So.
And speaking of the shirt, that's DU, Dreamsters Union. Tell us a little bit about the DU.
We're sitting around 20 members now. It's mostly people from my school, music industry arts, and people that I rapped with here in London over the years. And you were briefly a part, and you had to take some time off hip hop, and you know, that'll be a discussion for the future, I'm sure. I've been waiting to have.
Yeah, I didn't deliver, so that was like, once it gets to a certain point, I'm like, God, I feel bad even like, you know, holding this back or anything like that. But
yeah, well, it's a discussion for the group, you know. But yeah, it's a bunch of talented people who there's none of us are the leader of the group, and you know, that might sound a little disorganized, but we have some concrete plans, and we think we can bring something different to both hip hop and performance. Just like a little something extra. Maybe you go out to the bar and you're sick of the same thing from every show ever, and we want to try and just put a different spin on it. And I don't want to say anything cocky or over ambitious, but you know, hopefully we make more of a theatrical kind of music. And it's basically just a group of people who are trying to further each other's ambitions, and no, there's no competition, and there's no need for hostility, or you know, we're not trying to climb over each other to get to the same spot. You know, we're just trying to support what each other are doing and push it to the best of our ability.
Word.
It's kind of hard to put it into words. It's like a large group of people. There's like,
and everybody has different talents.
Yeah, and it's all these different genres. Like, not everybody does hip hop. It's you know, like rock, like experimental, like funk. You know, hip hop, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, none of the rappers do the same style of hip hop. So everybody's different, and hopefully it comes across when we finally have a coherent project.
Word, man. And you guys are working on that right now, too.
Piece by piece, yeah.
Piece by piece.
You got to hear a bunch of the stuff that I laid down.
The shit that you got laid down is crazy.
Yeah, well, I have the most time in my hands, so I'm just trying to, you know...
kind of get a foundation built for people to kind of start building off of.
Yeah, just a pile of ideas.
Yeah.
An idea pile.
Yeah. Word up, man. So we're going to take it back a little bit, with that being said. So, you talked to us a little bit, well, the Sauna Therapy period. And so you're supposed to tour that album.
Section 1.
So, that was the Section 1, my bad. So, well, tell us a little bit about Sonic Therapy anyway still, because that was the first project I ever had by you.
Basically, Hatter and I wanted to write a project, but we were very aware that hip-hop is very egocentric, and we were sick of doing the same thing, even ourselves, so we wanted to make an album where maybe I was still talking about myself, but people didn't know I was talking about me. So when I turned 18, I was adopted when I was 6 months old, and when I turned 18, I found out that when I was born, I was named Josh Wolf. So I created this character, Josh Wolf, and I wrote all these songs loosely based on my own life. And I used Josh Wolf as the vessel. I signed all these stories to him, and he gets dumped by his girlfriend. He goes slightly crazy, but it's kind of it's a gray area where like maybe he was gonna do it, maybe he wasn't, and he gets arrested for attempted suicide, and he gets sent for mental evaluation at an asylum. And then from track 10 on, I think it's like the interaction between him and his doctor. The doctor's trying to get a read on him, and by the end of the album, he can't quite put a label to him or make a recommendation, so he asks him to paint his view of the world, and that's where the upcoming album, Sauna Therapy 2, Paintings in Braille, picks up. So it's a fairly ambitious project. It's planned to be 3 albums, Sauna Therapy 1, 2, 3, and between the 3 it'll be 105 songs, or 105 tracks, and so out of those I think 66 will be songs, and the other 39 will
Our
be
skits.
yeah, explaining the story, and just kind of like keeping a bearing on where we are in the dialogue.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then, so with the Sonic Therapy then, so that's the Paintings in Braille, that's an upcoming project you have coming. That's the next forthcoming one?
Yeah. As far as I know, it could be a different album.
Unless you get something worked on that you just have to put out or something, kind of.
Yeah, I also have an album with Zlinder, a producer from Toronto, called Salutations.
And everything you played off that tonight was crazy.
Thanks. And so it's just a race to see which one of those is finished first, and that's what will come next. But,
Alright.
But the ambition is to put out Paintings in Braille. It's waited nearly 11 years now.
Shit. And was that all Hatter as well, too, on that?
Hatter produced it along with his friend J-Dub.
Okay, word.
And Hatter ended up taking over a large portion of it at the end, and with the help of Fresh Kills.
Okay, yeah.
And
Fresh Kills recorded it all?
yes, and he also had a hand in the production. So,
Word.
yeah, that was a cool experience being in the Killzone. I recorded section 1 there as well. And,
Oh, did you?
Yes,
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Say word, eh?
Yeah, and both those experiences were great, and he's an incredible engineer and producer, and he really works with you, and it's a comfortable atmosphere. I haven't met a person who has had a bad experience there. I'm not saying no one has, but no one I know.
Wild, man. So you were, that's that would have been back then. That you did the first section 1.
Section 1, yeah, I did 2011.
Or sorry, you said it was section 1 that you did with them, or Sonic Therapy?
Section 1 and
okay.
Sonic Therapy 2.
Sonic Therapy 2, okay.
Sonic Therapy.
I misconstrued in my head thinking you were going back to the roots of Sonic Therapy by going back with them for that album.
Sonic Therapy, I believe I did with Logic.
Okay.
As well as Shaving the Sheep.
With that being said, so let's talk about section 1 a little bit. So that was the one that you did with Kills.
No, yeah.
Recorded with Kills, yeah. And that album as well, you did a joint with Shad back on that too, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fellow London boy.
Yeah.
And we actually happened to go to the same school really, really early in our school lives.
Really, eh?
Yeah, and I know him. It's not like we just went there together. I actually, know him, but I was a bit of a dick, psycho kid, and, I don't know, he's probably, I don't think he dislikes anyone, really, but, he probably, like, I probably wasn't his favorite person. I used to, like, target, like, his, I was kind of a bully, and I used to pick on his buddy. And, he actually turned out to be a Broadway actor, too.
Really, eh?
Yeah, and he's, like, they're, like, family friends. Like, I think he knows I'm sorry or whatever, but, yeah, it's just funny how life works out. I got into hip-hop, and then Shad's a rapper, and, all of a sudden Shad's famous, and, like...
Holy shit.
Couldn't happen to a better person. Like, literally, like, if anyone deserves anything, he deserved that.
He's dope, too.
Yeah, like, he's ridiculous. He's a genius. He's effortless. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's been tested or whatever. Like, I'm just talking on my ass, but I actually have 2 songs with him. Most people don't know that. And I met him, like, at a restaurant and walked to the studio where we recorded the first song at.
Really, eh?
Yeah, and I was so humbled in the conversation we had. Like, I can't even remember what we talked about, but I just remember feeling dumb. And nobody makes me feel like that. But, like, he's just effortlessly smart, right? And that's what dedication to education and, like his knowledge of sports, right? You really pay attention to something you care about that much. And it comes across in his writing. Like, it's obviously a key interest in his life.
Yeah.
That being that genuine is what made him who he is, right? Like, it's not just the genuine nature of him, though. It's the fact that you can believe everything about him, but he's also very likable. He doesn't swear. Like, I've never had him swear ever as a person, ever anywhere near me.
Really?
And
now you say that too. I guess he doesn't really
he
swear in
doesn't
his shit.
swear on his albums.
Yeah.
And he doesn't swear so much that almost swearing is a joke on the Shad album, right? Like, and that's like how dope he is. Like, he makes things that like should be normal funny. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna gush about Shad for the next hour. Like, I don't know. When someone's that dope, man, you can't say anything bad about them, right? Like,
No, he's like one of those. I feel he deserves a lot more props than what he gets, even though he has like.
Yeah.
Like for an MC of that caliber, he's kind of like plateaued as about as big as you can get. Like
until he does like the next
something maybe to cross over to the
thing
States
that
or something.
tops Rose
But
Garden. If he ever does the thing that tops Rose Garden, it's over. Like he should be a household name already, just off the fact that
he's so
you should
dope.
want your kids to be like him. That's a role model.
Yeah.
Like that's why he's not big, because he's what a role model should be.
Yeah.
Look at what they did to Bill Cosby. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't do that shit. But let's not act like there wasn't reason to frame him.
Word. So, talk to us a little bit about then the Zlender project you got coming out.
You know what? I've never had to like try and convince someone that I'm dope before, and I wasn't offended by it at all because I already knew he was dope.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta make this guy like me. And so thankfully I made him like me enough to do a short album with me, and I feel like I'm really saying some stuff on that project, and it's short and sweet, which most of my albums are.
I was gonna say most of your albums are long.
Yeah. So it's a different taste and it's a different vibe, and it's more. I don't know if I would call my shit old school, but a lot of other people would. So I would say it's more updated, like flow, like sound wise.
Yeah.
It's more. It fits better in this generation.
The current
maybe,
climate.
like where I started. So. Yeah, I really enjoy it and I'm proud of it, and there's some vibes on it people wouldn't expect from me. So I'm down. I'm like ready to release that project.
Yeah.
I get amped up about shit, and that's one of the things that like gets me up in the morning. Like I sing those songs to myself sometimes when I'm walking around. So
Yeah, every song you showed me for that shit was bananas.
thanks, man.
Man, like literally, for the people listening, they don't know, but you must have played me maybe an hour and 20 minutes worth of music. of just like shit you had in the works or was ready to release, or new shit. Either you're spitting it or showing me it, and just there was not a single joint that was like I was like, yeah, it's alright. Like they're all dope.
It's just I think I'm not saying no one thinks about what they're writing, but I think like no one thinks about like impact.
Yeah.
They think about like how dope is this on the dope level, like on the bars scale, like bars. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of like, like you have a dope enough message, maybe you could worry about the cleverness of it after, like you figure out the point.
Yeah.
And I feel like people worry about the clever first and try to like fit the point in.
Yeah.
After the fact, and if that's what bugs me, I just kind of like. I wish the genre had more positive, like productive direction, and I just wish that. I wish that there was some kind of like evolution going on. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be a 35-year-old guy going fuck new kids and the fucking mumble flow, blah blah, because that is a kind of evolution, but it's not. It seems more like
it's not a progressive evolution.
Yeah, it seems more like regression. That's what I was about to say. And like, I feel like that sounds like a hater talking, but like there are some dope songs by these new kids. It's just that it's not. There's no dope messages coming out anymore. They're not even trying to like push like a underground cat's agenda. Like there used to be revolutionaries like Immoral Technique, fucking Tupac, like
Chuck D.
Yeah, fuck, so many guys from the '90s, and I'm
Poor
like,
righteous teachers.
and then I'm sitting here going, oh well, fucking old hip hop's better, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there was more of a like. I stand for something.
Yeah.
Then, and that's what's missing from it. It's not the format. It's not the mumbling. It's the fact that you're not rallying against anything. You're not the voice of a generation. You're the fucking voice of a druggie.
Yeah.
And you know, that fades away as you sober up. What like the Tupac's fucking you might not think Tupac's dope, but his name's still being spoken. And like, can you say that about your career when you're done? Did you do anything fucking great? Or are you just like an artist for now? And like, I'm not trying to be that, right? So I'm satisfied if I fucking die tomorrow that people will look back on my shit and be like, yo, this guy was really like speaking his mind.
Yeah.
Whether what I said was right or wrong, like I really fucking believe what I say, and I really fucking live the stories I tell. And, you know, that's, like, I can't say whether that's better or worse than anyone else, but, that's, like, when I started out trying to, like, be what I was, and I feel like I accomplished that goal to this point, so.
Word up.
Yeah.
Alright, man. So, we got a little bit of time left before the camera runs out, but, another thing I want to talk about too was what it's like to come from London City and what you've seen in the hip hop scene in the years you've been doing it. Because to me, I'd consider you one of London's pioneers.
I respect.
So
there's actually like two, possibly three generations that come before me. Guys like Governor Bolts and Strychnine, and like you really gotta know the history to our city to know why it's so fertile for rappers. We have a lot of like legendary dudes who left here and you would never even know are from here.
Oh, word.
And are dope, like Timbuktu is from London.
Oh, word.
Yeah, for instance. You know, Thesis is a world class talent. He's from London. I don't know if you know him or not.
Yeah.
You know, Shad, obviously.
Yeah, Shad.
You know, I got a buddy who's a doctor in Minnesota now, and he's an incredible producer. He's from London. The list just goes on and on. And being from here is, like, being from here, it's a proud thing for me to have, like, come across this fucking rap scene where everybody's incredibly competitive, but it's not especially like a lot of people don't like each other, or whatever. But it's not especially hostile. Like most people can be at a show together and still hate each other's guts. But London's like weirdly aggressive like that. Like I've gone to other places and they've been like, "What's it like being from London? It's fucking crazy there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh well." When you're used to it, it's not like, well, you just know where not to go or like what not to do or who not to talk to that way. Like, it's not especially big here, so like if you find yourself in trouble, you're probably not from here.
Yeah.
It's a fairly rough city, I guess, but like only in spots. There's other spots that can be real yuppie. So and there's other spots that get real like. Real ghetto, like ethnic, not even aggressive, but just like you're walking around like it's all Muslim people, and you're like, it's weird how they crammed them all in this neighborhood.
Yeah,
that's what the city does, and that's a good thing to say on camera too, because like people should know that shit. Cities are still segregated. It's just like not done by force anymore. It's more suggestion.
Yeah, you're completely correct, yo.
That's why all of the Arabs in my city live in the same neighborhood, and that's why all the Chinese people live in the same neighborhood.
Well, people even do it in Toronto too. Like it's more spread out. Like you get different ethnicities in all neighborhoods, but it's still a lot of neighborhoods are.
Yeah, and a good neighborhood is where you find retirement homes and shopping malls.
Yeah. And
a bad neighborhood is the area, the outskirts on the mall, closer to the outskirts of the city, because malls are always on the outskirts of the city. So I learned in school, in like any city with a dead core, it's because they put malls on the outside. Like here, White Oaks, Westmount, Masonville, Argyle, the 4 major malls on the 4 corners of the city. It's just as you're leaving the city in every direction.
That's where the cheapest land is too.
But it's also that's the leading cause of like they don't want communities to be able to like gather
to control themselves.
Easily. So,
if you have local businesses in an actual market area of your city, then you produce for selves.
Yeah, if the core thrives, then the community is interacting, and then if there's a large problem, then the community is assembling. It's not such a simple issue as like the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like living here is fine. You know, I raised a family here with my lady, and the kids are growing up well. And like, if you are trying to achieve that effect, then you will. And if you're trying to find trouble, there's lots of it to be found. And like, you know, people get killed here, drug deals get made, all the typical signs of a city that's growing into a fairly major populace. But it's nothing concerning. Like, it's just people have an attitude here because we're an amalgam. Like London, more so than Toronto, is an amalgamation of so many different places, right? Because you have to pass through here from Buffalo, other places in New York, Detroit, Chicago, Toronto, Windsor, all these places, and like London's the spot where they meet. And then like we have all these universities here, so all these fucking other people come
from different cities and
we
shit.
have temporary citizens. Our population changes over every fucking 2 years. So there's a bunch of people here every 2 years that weren't here before, and they just like eventually like you get a bunch that don't give a fuck, and why would they? And you know, that's why London's such a weird place. Like people are like, oh fuck, there's such a weird atmosphere there. I'm like, well, you're probably in a shitty neighborhood, but also like consider that like the people who are permanent residents here know you're fucking like you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So why would we give a fuck about you? And then it's like, oh, well, why you got that attitude off the hop? Well, because I lived here my whole life. And I understand.
And
like,
it's
here and gone. Here and gone.
Yeah.
You come here, you drop your litter, you fucking get smashed. Like, the UWO's got a notorious party culture. Same with Fanshawe.
Yeah, Fanshaw's got a massive party culture.
Fanshawe fucks up the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't blame people here for being slightly hostile. And then, like, people here, you know, like 1 in 4, I heard a statistic, I don't know if it's correct or not, that 1 in 4 males in the city has been to Exeter Road. So, like, if we ain't got a jail population in your city, like, we expect everyone to get along.
Yeah.
So, and everyone knows each other, so everyone knows each other's business. And, you know, it's like a large country town. It's weird.
It is though. It is actually. That was like the perfect way to word it.
Yeah, and the scene's competitive, and rappers here are ambitious, but that the same thing I referenced for why it's so weird and aggressive here and shit like that makes for good rappers because we're influenced by so many different places.
Yeah.
There's not just like a regional bias here towards a sound. It's what, like, London likes whatever's hot because whatever's hot generally comes from one of those places nearby, New York, Chicago, blah, 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 LA. And lately in music, like, that shit's been hot. And when the South was dominating, London got down with that. And London's always been an old school hip hop town, so all the 90s shit still lives here. And, you know, vinyl is not an uncommon sight here where, like, people were looking at it as funny when we were in Toronto with it. So, you know, and now vinyl's resurging.
Yeah.
But, like, back then we got thrown out of the bar for playing vinyl hip hop.
Really?
Yeah, we had this really successful battle here, and then the guy who hosted it tried to do it in Toronto, and, like, it did not work. Tory Lanez was at both those battles too before he was famous.
Say word.
Yeah, man, I knew he was gonna be famous. I woke Daniella up at 3 o'clock in the morning, after the first battle, and was like, I might have started tonight. She was like, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm serious, man. Like, this kid's gonna be famous. Like, ridiculous. She was like, word? And I was like, I'm telling you, man. I was like, he's like fucking 17 or 16 when I met him, and he destroyed the battles. He won the battle. And
So he was actually battling.
yeah, and he took the money home, and he was by himself, which was the most impressive thing because he was tiny, and he was in London in a sold-out room, and he had decided at that point, I'm making it. It was clear, dude, and like I could feel it coming off him. He already viewed himself as a star. He like knew where he was going with it, and then I went home that night, told her about it, and I woke up in the morning and downloaded his mixtapes off that Piff, and heard him sing, and was like, he's got everything. And like 4 years later, man, he's famous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I fucking knew it. I knew it the first time I saw him. I was like looking into him, like. People were talking shit about him before he was famous and shit. I don't hear none of those people now.
Did you hear the freestyle he just did on Flex?
Yeah, I listened to it this morning.
Fucking bananas, eh? Fire.
Kid is part dragon. You know what I mean? He should. The only thing that would have been doper would have been if he like a 3/4 of the way through it, just started breaking into some R&B shit.
Yeah.
Just like, but like still decent, like spitting hard, like. Saying some hard shit, but singing.
Yeah.
And just go back into the rap. Just display it all.
It's just it's dope too, man. Because what I liked a lot about the Flex freestyles, because I really respect Tory, like I have been, but just to hear him bar out for literally 7 minutes straight, it's like,
yeah.
This is why I've been championing you. You know what I mean? Like I know you have this in you, because a lot of people like. A lot of dudes I hang out with, they're all bar people, right? So I tried to get them on Tory, and they're like, oh, I can't listen to that shit. This is like, you know what I mean? Like,
it seemed like it was written, but he was like partially freestyling at the end, which I thought was.
No, yeah, it was definitely written, but just the fact to hear him bar out consecutively for like 6 minutes, you know what I mean? Because you download his tapes, his albums, you don't get that.
Yeah, he went off, man. And,
he showed motherfuckers he can rap.
He made a joke about his bald spot too.
Yeah.
It showed like he identified a vulnerability and fuck. No.
Yeah.
Can't have that one. Like it was dope, man. I'm a big fan of Canadian rappers, and I don't dislike any rapper from anywhere just because they're from somewhere. But Canadian rappers, I'm biased towards because I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
And I'm really loving what I'm seeing from like the Canadian hip hop culture.
It's thriving better now than I've ever seen it.
Yeah, and I'm lucky. Like I'm lucky to live through a bunch of things in my lifetime that are happening. Like as a person who appreciates sports, for instance, we're watching LeBron James, Sidney Crosby, fucking Alexander Ovechkin. Like you just keep naming fucking sports stars that we get to watch in this generation. Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. Like our generation's spoiled that way. Like obviously there's more sports and more money and more ability to train or whatever now, but like, shit like that. great musicians like Drake, The Weeknd. Like Drake smashed every record there is. Like Tory Lane's fucking coming up. Like Canadian music, fucking on the rise, man. It's on fire. People can't make jokes about like our culture anymore because our culture's kind of setting
the
we might
trends.
not be setting the pace, but like we're totally keeping pace.
Yeah.
And for a country as small as ours, that's doubly as impressive.
I would say so, yeah. Because you gotta think about it, like New York, or what is it, LA? Is it Los Angeles has the population of Canada?
I wouldn't know that, but I would assume it's something.
I'm pretty sure it's one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Los Angeles. But if like the whole state has
our population's in the like double million, like double number million. It's like in the low double number million. So it's like fucking 40 million, isn't it? I look this up.
Around 36.
Yeah, I can't remember what state it is, but there's a state, I thought it was LA, but there's a state that literally has like the population of Canada in it.
36 million.
36 million.
California has 39 million.
Yeah, so California alone has a larger population than Canada.
That's humbling. We won the war.
But either way, this is getting off track. But so we wanna one question that we end off every interview with is if you could translate your lyrical style into a Mortal Kombat finishing move, but not one that exists, like something like if you were your own character, what would your fatality be?
My fatality.
What would your lyrical style do to your opponent?
I would throw you up in the air. No, I would hold you up in the air, rip out your toenails.
The toenails.
Yeah. Slam you down in your face. Flip you over, break both your legs backwards. Jump on your fucking chest with cleats on. Like metal spikes. And then like get down and stab your eyes out.
Alright, my man.
I didn't even think that out. I just said some shit.
NGA, thank you. Great to finally have you on the program.
Respect, man. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, brother.